Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, and you hypocrites! You pay tithes of mint, dill, and cumin, and you have neglected the weightier things of the law, judgment, mercy, and fidelity. But these you should have done without neglecting the others. Blind guides, you strain out the gnat and swallow the camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You cleanse the outside of the cup and dish, but inside they are full of plunder and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisee, cleanse first the inside of the cup, so that the outside also may be clean." The Gospel of the Lord.
St. Paul, in his letter to the Thessalonians, speaks of not trying to please men, but rather to please God, who judges our hearts. He sees the interior. And so the Pharisees are filled with the details of all the little things, spices and gnats, while the camel is what they swallow. And they do in all these things, their attention to detail is to exert power and to impress people. But on the inside, there's no consideration for the need of the spiritual chiropractor who wants to take care of aligning their heart and their mind and their soul, and paying attention to how easily they can be out of alignment and disjointed. But inside, they're full of plunder and self-indulgence, Jesus says. What a state for a man to be in. On the other hand, you see Saint Monica, who we celebrate today, the mother of Saint Augustine. For years, she prays for her son, who's living the life of a pagan. And not only that, he's just very licentious, and he has his issues. And yet, she seeks herself to the interior solution in prayer. She doesn't try to convert her son with all the details of the law and how many commandments he's breaking. Well, she may have done that a couple of times. But her efforts are really about prayer, aren't they? For years. And the fruit of that is Augustine not only becomes a baptized Christian, but rises to ordination, turns from being a scholar of pagan religions and converts and would become a bishop, a doctor of the church, and arguably one of the greatest writers in our church history, affecting drastically Western civilization. And so, here with Augustine, it's not about legalities and haggling doctrine. Instead, it's the grace of change that comes through prayer. I am sure that in the process of all this, Monica also experienced her own deep conversion by praying, by seeking the Lord in all this. And so it's in sheer grace and prayer that Monica is like that widow who kept knocking at the door of the just judge described in the Gospel of Luke until she got her response. And so we pray. And we nurture our interior life in prayer so that we don't have to become Pharisaical and experience this interior change like Monica, like Augustine, that brings us to the throne of grace and mercy.
Regina Celi, let our